Good evening, everybody. Welcome back for another episode of Emerge Detour Essentials Live. It is our 5th episode for the season, and we are so excited to be here. So first, we want to say thank you to our partner, Sagicor, who has been an amazing partner so far, and we're so excited about all the things that we have planned for this year. So we're very grateful for them. You guys are probably wondering, where is the third member of our trio? She is not going to be joining us tonight, but she will surely be watching us. And I'm sure we'll see her pop up in the comments every now and then.
Grading us.
Yes.
Like grading us.
Oh, yeah, because lots of trivia after the last one.
So we have to go sing like, so you would have been like the soprano. Me the soprano. Come in, would have sing opera. Me have an opera attitude. Okay. So me the soprano, you are the alto. So Naomi is what, the bass? So we don't have the bass tonight.
And I think I would probably be the bass, and now we're the alto.
You have a bass? Yeah, you kind of bass. Yeah.
Well, I know I can't sing at all, so maybe the lowest note might be able to help.
Yeah, I have a singing vibe. I have the stage vibes that I could be an opera singer if I had any talent that way. Absolutely. But God knows He couldn't make me sing because it would be bad for y'all.
So for those of you that are joining us for the first time, welcome. We are so grateful that you're here. You can find us here every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. You can follow us on all of our social media platforms at Ready to Emerge. For those of you that don't know who I am Kathy Goodall. I am a connector of brands, businesses, and people, and I'm a part of the Emerge trio. We are missing tonight, if you just came in, or a part of our trio, Naomi Garrick, who is the PR chick. She is not well, but I'm sure you will see her popping up on the chat every now and then. Over to you, Rashi.
Hello, Emergers. My name is Rochelle Cameron. I'm an attorney at law and CEO of Prescient Consulting Services Limited. I am the soprano of the trio.
Hi, Kerry. Hi, Lansdale. Who did you meet today, Lansdale? Rashi, was it you?
No, not me. Althea from New York City.
Althea. So, guys, you have to tell us where you're joining us from. All the early birds. Was it Naomi that you met today, Lansdale? Basla, blow up yourself. Daniel, that's so wonderful. Yay. Good evening, Shayna. Thank you for my lychee. I got a special delivery of lychee today, Roshi.
Shayna, and I love lychee.
Yeah, she's not in your country. She's not in your country.
Oh yes. Where are you, Pat?
Welcome, Yamfoot from the Eastern Caribbean.
Hi, Yamfoot. Where are you now, Kat? You're not in Jamaica?
I'm currently overseas.
Thank God for virtual.
Mark says he's all the way in Nebraska.
Oh my gosh, how Mark in Nebraska? I've not been to Nebraska. I don't know.
Do not tell Mark. Guys, last week May made a special announcement. We have our digital workshop coming up. We are so excited. We're going to be emerging in a digital world. The workshop is actually on July 10th, so you need to register now. You can follow us on all of our platforms for more information. We're super excited. We have some guests joining us for the workshop. And so we all have to emerge in a digital space. We are emerging in a digital space. And so we thought we would take you along the journey with us. We've learned so much in such a short space of time. And we're also bringing on some of the experts that have helped us to emerge, to help you all to emerge. So we look forward to you joining our virtual workshop on July 10th. Now, Roshi, do you have anything else to say before you bring on our special guest?
I was supposed to have something. You know when you see that you did think you have 10 questions on the multiple choice and a 12, and you never said the other 2 topics. I said, we did have something else to say?
No, so you can go straight into your introduction.
Oh my gosh. Well. Marcus, don't follow you.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, there's a gentleman that sometimes is referred to as Jamaica's own G Diddy. I mean, this is a gentleman who has traversed just about every business that there is, because he is a testament to the persistence of the entrepreneurial spirit. His entrepreneurial spirit is alive and constantly on fire. He is a serial entrepreneur who focuses on growth and creating opportunities to create employment and moving Jamaica forward with game-changing innovation with a keen focus on technology. And let me tell you something. If you think about TV, magazine, and then he also has traversed the area of your body, because it's not just enough that he is entertaining, providing entertainment and information, but he is the co-founder and executive chairman of one of the largest standalone spas in the Caribbean. And ladies and gentlemen who are not in Jamaica, let me tell you, Adam and Eve Day Spa is the place where one is properly pampered. Some people, when we say we're going to get a massage, some of us say we're going to get a massage, others say we're going to get a rub down. Whichever one it is, foot shall, facial, hand shall, let me tell you, what an experience. He's also co-founder and chairman of Bumblee Digital Agency and Brainboxx Solutions, and he is co-founder and director of Growth Tech Limited. He also serves on several public and private sector boards. So you say to yourself, he could not have time for anything else. Well, this is just a bit of his time, because truly much of his time is spent as the husband of the real boss, Kimisha Walker, and they have 3 fantastic children. And in workout, so in the morning them, in workout. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Take out some piece of paper too, because tonight we welcome Garth Walker, Mr. Garth Walker.
Woo! What I told you.
Boy, with an intro like that.
So done.
Good night, Catherine. Good night, Rochelle.
Good night.
Good night, the viewers, the listeners. First of all, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure being here.
Roshi, I want to point out before we start our interview that Mr. Walker does not do interviews. I will have you know that he has turned down profile before, okay?
Oh, you met him in a part there.
Okay. So everybody online understands how special Emerge is.
No, the truth be told, I'm shy. I'm a shy guy, and that's something a lot of people don't know about me. So I'm revealing that tonight. I'm really a shy person.
No, I believe you, because I am too. Nobody believes when you say that, but no, we know. I get you.
No, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I prefer to be behind the camera, not in front.
Okay, so the shyness kicks in only in front of a camera.
Correct.
Okay, understood. I understand that then. So Garth, seriously, you have had such an interesting journey. Coming from the days of G Diddy. I mean, we have Mainland, we have Smirnoff Exclusive, which many people probably didn't even know you were the brainchild behind. Wealth Magazine, Business Access TV that Rochelle talked about, and now all the businesses that Rochelle mentioned a while ago. I want you to take us on your journey and tell us how you knew, first of all, that you wanted to be, that you were here to be an entrepreneur and not to work for anybody.
That's interesting. The truth is, if I look back on my journey growing up as a kid, I was a troublemaker. I gave a lot of trouble. When I say trouble, I mean I gave a lot of trouble. To the point where when I went outside, my mother could just literally give him 10 minutes and we hear somebody, God, stop it! God, stop it! So, I was a natural troublemaker. you know, I really didn't focus on education as a youngster. I just believed in having fun. You know, the entrepreneurial journey, I would say, kicked in a little bit when I was in sixth form. When I was in sixth form, you know, I used to steal out my father's liquor and carry them to school and sell. And it became a very lucrative business. So much so that I had to tell daddy that he needed to restock the inventory. Because, you know, sales were, the demand was coming, the demand was greater than the supply. It was becoming an issue, you know. And then, you know, we moved from high school, and then we went on. I started working at an early age. While I was doing my first degree, actually, I was working at a summer job at the time. And I really, at the time, still never really took, you know, the whole studying very seriously. I don't know what it was. I think one day I just woke up. My sister, Nadia, you know, she's the disciplinarian sibling. So she's the one who would always be calling and checking up on me. And, you know, the pressure came down. And I think at some point I just said to myself, you know what? I don't want to be that one in the family. You know, some families have that one child that sticks out, that, you know, just, you know, fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
And I decided that, listen, I don't want that to be me. So I buckled down, but I have an interesting story to tell you before I get here. In sixth form, I remember there was one particular day. Every day at school, we gave trouble. Me and a guy named Kurt Boot. Yeah, man, Boot, man. And one day, we went to the library early to do some work. So my back was turned to the window. I don't know what my daddy came there to do at the time. But when he walked past the window, it just so happened that I looked down into the book. And he stood at the window like a proud dad. Like, look at my boy, man. Just look at him. Studying away. Little did he know that 1 minute earlier, we were in there giving trouble. So, you know, finished my first degree. And my first job, I was a operations officer at now First Global Bank, but then Georgia and Brandy. My paycheck was $13,000 a month. Wow. Yeah, man. And that was a lot of money to me at the time. $13,584 to be exact.
Wow.
And I had a car loan to pay because at the time I had a Hyundai. Yeah, man, I had a green Hyundai. And my car loan was $11,430.
So you know, say a long time ago.
So when the car loan paid, that's it. I don't have no lunch money. I can't buy gas. So I had to go back to my parents. So, you know, the journey has been far and wide. We moved from Georgia and Brandy, and then I went to mainland. And I, you know, Jeff Mary, you know, he has passed, God bless his soul. He was like a second father to me at the time. And I went to Mainland International, and I was hired at the time as a group executive. The company was small and was just in expansion mode to blow up, to really, you know, make a name in the hardware industry. And I was in Mainland for a very, very long time. You know, that is where really the entrepreneurial spirit and drive really got ignited in me, if I were to say it that way. And at that point in time, I still felt like I wanted more on the educational side. And it's funny because I don't love school. And I said at the time, you know, having a first degree, you know, I said, you know, I want to do masters. And people are like, but God, you don't need no masters. You know, you're at Mainland and, you know, you're doing well for yourself and you're good. And I said, no, I wanted more. And I started the masters, but I never know what I was taking on. I never knew what I was taking on because I tell you, I never know the masters was so rough. Because I was doing the masters, I was partying every night. I used to have study groups at home. So on a Friday night, everybody come to my house to study, and I leave them there. I go on to the club. When I reach back home, them still studying all nighter. So I'm getting notes, bits and pieces, and then I started to fall behind on the program. And I did my master's in New Orleans, University of New Orleans. And I remember I failed 2 subjects and I got a letter. And the letter said, if you fail 1 more, you're out. And I would tell you, it hit me like a brick. From then on, I buckled down and studied and I passed with honors.
Wow. Excellent.
So, you know, going out and so forth is all good and well, but there becomes a point where you have to just buckle out. And I really just step back a little bit from the nightlife and put in the work, and bam, I got the master's, and then we return to normal life thereafter. But, you know, as I mentioned that, what I really learned is that the education is very, 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 very important as part of our journey, especially if you have the opportunity to get educated. Because I will tell you, education allows you to have a certain level of reasoning, which is critical and important, especially in today's world. And then the thing about education is that if all else fails, I can go and get a job.
Yes.
If all my entrepreneurial ventures fail, I can dust off my resume, send it out, and I can get a job.
Yes.
Because I have the experience and I'm educated. So the journey moved from mainland, and then we started a company called Creative Media and Events, myself and Leighton Davis. It was an events and execution company. But that was born out of the Wealth magazine. Because what happened, you know, that we went to a meeting once and a gentleman said to me and Leighton, you know, if you like to boogie, you must boogie. And he said, you guys are so good at entertainment. Why don't you transform or convert the way you execute for entertainment on the corporate side? And hence Creative Media was born.
Okay.
And then the Wealth magazine brand was born during the time of the recession. In 2008, everybody was talking about losing wealth, creating wealth. A lot of companies were going down. A lot of companies were making money at the same time. And hence we came up with the magazine, and we called the magazine Wealth Magazine. A lot of persons thought that the name was a little bit obnoxious, or we were going to be discussing, you know, how much money you have and how much wealth you have. And then corporate Jamaica realized that the brand was really just about showcasing the best of what there is out there from a more inspirational standpoint, rather than discussing the actual wealth of an individual.
Yeah.
And it did very, very well. We did very, very well. And, you know, the magazine launched into video production, and from video production into a full-blown TV station. I mean, it was the first of its kind in terms of a business station for the Caribbean. And it did well. It you know, a lot of investment, and eventually we got bought out, and we moved on from there.
Okay.
But, you know, the journey has been far and wide. I mean, I've mentioned a couple of companies. I mean, you talk about the spa. The spa is a business that I personally had no interest in. I would tell you, Kimisha, my wife Kimisha, she wanted to do a spa. I had no interest. I didn't want to do it. And she hounded me, and I said, all right, okay, fine. You know, let's do it. And we made the investment. And I will say, when we opened the spa in 2007, I sent out about 100 platinum cards and platinum and gold cards to various persons that I knew at the time, and said, you open a business, everybody know where to support you.
Yeah.
Everybody will support you. Well, let me tell you, the first day, because I was over at Mail at the time. So the first day, Kimisha come home, I said, babes, how was sales for the day? She said 0. Someone said 0. Someone said, what do you mean? You mean 10,000, like with zeros at the end, 50,000? She said, no, 0. Nobody came. Second day, nobody came. Third day, nobody came. I think we went about a week with 0. No, wow. You understand what I'm saying? 0. Not $1. Light for pay, staff for pay, water, Well, we're not buying the products, because the products you buy not using. So, so you have enough products there, but the business was dead. It was heartbreaking because I spent at that time, I think I spent about $12 million.
Yes. To get
time, and that's 2007.
So that's a whole heap.
It's a whole heap of money.
It's only money now, much less then, exactly.
Okay. Right? And anyway, we persevered and we stuck to it, and the business started to grow. Clients started trickling, and we started to develop a client base. And then things just got slow with the business, you know, and we were deciding whether or not to invest more in that location or not. Once some people with the landlord, them keep raising the rent, and you know, so then they started to push us out, literally, and it forced us to find a location in New Kingston. On the location in New Kingston. Now remember, now, you know, I want you to hear what an entrepreneur goes through and the risk that you take, and you have to have the balls for it. We're in a 1,800 square foot location, not making any money. You have to move. So you're either going to double down on your investment or you're going to close. And we went to a location in New Kingston and the rent quadruple. And then the level of investment triple to open. So rather than investing 12 million, you know, we invest about 36 million. And your rent quadruple. No. Some people say you're a madman. But we decided that you're either going to go hard or you're going to home. We went hard and we opened the location. And business quadrupled as well.
Wow.
So that's when the business really took on a significant growth in terms of our customer base. And then years later,
hold on a second there, Garth, because you know, say you get me at that all of these ruplings. No, for those persons who are watching the show and they are entrepreneurs, because you know, in many instances, you start a business, the first couple of days it does not take off, and the first thing you think of doing is like, your first thing you think is, I failed.
Yeah.
Why did I do this? Why did I spend this money? And you retreat.
right.
And then for those who actually continue moving, business grows and then slows. When it starts slowing, our natural reaction is either we're going to improve, try to change up some of our product base and so on. But to actually take on additional investment, especially at that multiplied level, what is it about you that says that make we do it? Like, make we really go hard? Because it's easy to say go hard, you know.
Yeah.
But most of us only say it, but at nighttime in our bed, we are like, no, God, no. What?
The truth is, I don't know if it's a natural, it's innate in me in terms of us being a risk taker, but it's a business that over the years, I developed a love for it and an interest for it. And, you know, I have to give that to Kimisha because I really didn't believe in the business. I'm going to be very honest. I really didn't believe in the business. And I really didn't spend a lot of time in the business. So the truth is I never really understood the business either. And then the more time I spent in the business, the more I realized that the business has a lot of future. So I started to invest a lot more time in the business and a lot more money into the business. And I realized that, listen, I looked at the market because at the end of the day, you know, when you're in a business, you know, you have to look at your market space at the same time and your competitors. And you have to look at what they are doing, not to determine what you do, you know, but to give a guide as to what you need to do. And when I realized that the competition is not really going hard, and at the end of the day, we're in a beauty industry. This is pre-COVID days, you know. So you're talking about there are a lot of events. We're not just talking about parties. We're talking about corporate events. We're talking about conferences. You name them. Persons have to fix up. Persons have to pamper themselves. And it's a female-dominated business. 80% of the client base is females, and females spend on themselves. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
So therefore, you know, it was a tough decision, you know, but it was a decision that you had to make it. You're either going to do the additional investment or you're going to close.
Yeah.
So it's either or either.
Yeah.
And we don't give up that easily.
Mm.
So I had to make that double down investment.
Mr. Davis says, do not discount the marketing that was done for the second location.
No, we can't. And, you know, and you have to give thanks to persons who externally support you.
Yeah.
Even though they are not partners in the business, they are partners with your success and your journey. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Novia is someone who supports consistently in anything that I do. You know, from I call and say, Novia, I need some exposure here or there. She jumps on it. So the other thing that you have to make mention to persons about is relationships. You have to value relationships in business. If you're an entrepreneur and you have zero relationships, it's going to be tough to be successful. Yes. You have to have relationships because money doesn't buy relationships. People do business with people who they like and they're comfortable with and they can trust.
Yeah.
It's not just about having money or not having money.
Right.
It's about building those relations that are long lasting.
Yes. So you have Adam and Eve. You went to New Kingston. I had the privilege of visiting this huge property in construction and was Googling and goggling over everything. And Rochelle had the privilege of seeing the finished products. And all we could do was talk about it for a week. And we're like, have you seen this room? Have you seen that room? Do you know that this facility is there? Do you know that that facility is there? How do you decide to move from New Kingston to purchasing your own property and building out the spa the way that you have?
I'm going to say this. Do you know the same thing that reached us in Constant Spring Road reached us in New Kingston?
Wow.
Whereby things got slow. We didn't own the property and a decision had to be made again. Mm-hmm. So reinvest in the existing property to renovate it and fix it up to be able to can command back that clientele and restore the business. Mm-hmm. And then at the same time, the landlord wanted their building. So it's almost like we're being pushed out again. So the same thing that reached us in 2012 reached us in 2019, where we were literally being pushed out. And at that point now, a decision had to be made again. Do we close or do we reinvest big? And at that point in time, we made a decision that, listen, we can't go and rent another location. We have to invest in our own location. And again, we looked at the marketplace and we realized that, listen, we believe that the space is ripe. And we decided that we're going to make a huge investment in the business. I will tell you the truth is, it's my single largest investment that I've made to date in one business at one point in time. Not over a period, but at one point in time. And, you know, as the investment was made and we're about to open now to try and reap some benefits on investments, COVID. So, you know, I can't sleep. And now we start drinking the white rum because just imagine you have made this level of investment and you can't open. We're close for about 3 months. The building is lock up. We'll come down, we'll look around, look at the place, we're fixed up, and we're just literally stuck. But the truth is, during that time, in the last part of the fixing up, when COVID hit, I actually invested more.
Oh.
Yes, Rochelle, I actually invested more in the finishes. I remember one night, Kim and I were talking about the business and what we're going through. And, you know, we both realized that, listen, the investment has already been made. And when the government finally give us the opportunity to open, the doors have to be of such that when it's opened, people are going to be like, wow. They're going to be like, wow. Because anything less than wow, we're not going to get the patronage. And it worked. It has totally paid off. If we had invested $1 less than what we have done now, we would not be getting the support that we're getting now from our customers.
Obstacles are for a reason. Blessings. Absolutely. And I truly believe that, all of those obstacles did happen for a reason, because it helped you to step into much greater every single time.
Yes.
So everybody knows about Adam and Eve, right? But then there was another long array of businesses that Rochelle spoke about. Pre-COVID, you had always been talking about transformation in the digital age. You had always been talking about being innovative. You created the Bumblee digital agency. Then came Brainboxx, Growth Tech was there. What made you decide to move into the tech space?
Do you know, Kim and I went to Bahamas for a birthday. And while we were driving to the hotel, we're in a taxi. And the gentleman turned around and asked, would you like to pay $20 to access the Wi-Fi? And I was like,
in a taxi?
$20. So I said, of course. But I'm on the Wi-Fi. And it dawned on me. So when I came back home, I did some investigation. I realized that none of our public transportations have Wi-Fi. So we did some investigation, made some contacts with the government, and we realized that there was an opportunity. So that company was formed by myself and Ryan Reed. And we did a proposal and we got it approved. And we were able to put, for the first time, the government been having these plans for years. And for the first time, we're able to offer free Wi-Fi to the general public for all persons traversing on the JUTC buses.
And
so it works. Pardon me?
And this is through Growth Tech.
Through Growth Tech. It's a simple system. So you go onto the bus, you log on, you have to watch an ad in order to log in to get the Wi-Fi. So it's not like YouTube where you can skip the ad. So you can't skip the ad. The ad has to be watched and then you get logged on to the Wi-Fi. And you access free Wi-Fi. And you have Wi-Fi for about 15 minutes. It kicks you off and you can log on back again if you're still traversing. But for the most part, the traverse time for each person is between 15 and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that is Growth Tech.
That's Growth Tech. And Bumblee Digital Agency, it's a full digital agency that offers a full array of digital services. So from creating marketing campaigns digitally, from managing social media digitally, Google advertising, and with the Bumblee also sell ads for Growth Tech as well. And we also create websites, apps. So the backbone of Growth Tech is and Bumblee is supported by Brainboxx. So Brainboxx is a solution business now behind Bumblee and behind Growth Tech.
Wow. Guys, I see some comments here. Mark McPherson says, you deserve the success, brother. Althea says your heart have to be in it. Shyness mentions that market research is very important. And Althea actually asked the question, what types of assessments did you do to get clients? I think she was enthralled with new clients in the first
we just kept beating the pavement and just kept marketing. I mean, the truth is I'm a marketer by nature. And, I didn't born poor, but I didn't born rich. I'm born in a middle income home that my parents, they gave me an opportunity to be educated. They provided. My father sacrificed a lot. I mean, I know that there are many things that, between myself and my siblings asked for that he possibly couldn't afford at the time, but he made the sacrificed things for himself and my mother to ensure that we got it. So, when you talk about clients, you know, everything that I have created for myself. I've not inherited anything at all, apart from the values that my parents instilled in me, which is hard work. I'm an early bird, and I think I got that from my father. My father, you know, he leaves out for work in the mornings by 7:30, and I do that to this date.
Yes.
Every morning I am up and I leave my home by 7:30 to go to work, whether I have a meeting or not. I get up and I work out at 6 a.m. and then I go inside, eat, bathe, and I go to work. And that's standard, no matter what. That's every morning.
Yeah, Garth and Ryan like to have 7:30 and 8 o'clock a.m. board meetings. So if Nai was here, Garth, you know she is the personal brand coach, right?
Right.
You have managed to create a brand, G Diddy, from when we were younger, right? And now you have managed to transition from the G Diddy that we grew up with to Garth Walker, the businessman. How did you make that transition? Was it difficult? And what advice would you give to our viewers about personal branding?
Personal branding, what I would say is that the truth is it wasn't difficult. It wasn't difficult because each person has two sides to them. Remember, there's a social side and there's a work side. And it's very important that when persons see you on the work side, they appreciate the work side of you. I don't mix the two. If you work with me and the business with me, I can tell you. You and I will go out last night and have drinks. And when we reach work in the morning, I'm a totally different creature. I'm serious. I'm not in the laughing like the night before. And if me and my team member go for drinks tonight, don't let me reach work before you. It's going to be a problem. You know, Kimisha, you know, she's my partner in the spa and she can tell you. I'm gonna call you my wife. Business is business. So, you know, and sometimes I know I can be a little bit tough, but business is business. And, you know, it's important that you also have a PR agency working with. So, you know, that transition from the entertainment side to the business side, you know, I worked with a PR agency as well to ensure that the image of myself was being portrayed in the manner that I've liked. Because the truth is, if business persons don't see you seriously and take you seriously, then they're not going to want to do business with you.
Right.
So they have to know that, listen, after 5, yes, you go out, you have your drinks, but they can rest assured that if they call you at 7:30 in the morning, you're going to answer your phone. And you must be accessible. You can't be doing business and people can't reach you.
Yeah.
I'm very accessible. I work 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Anytime you call my phone, you can get me. So there's no, oh, it's 9 o'clock. No. Call me 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter to me. From his business, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
So it's important that your personal brand is a reflection of your work ethic as well. But Garth, you're always well put together. I've never seen you at 7 o'clock in the morning. You're well put together. So, I mean, there has to be something that triggers to you. This is how I want to present myself.
Oh man, image is important. Image is very, very important to me. If I'm going to the pharmacy, I have to look a certain way. So there's no running down the road and I just get up and, you know, drag on a t-shirt and the neck stretch out all the way down to my belly. No, that's not going to happen.
You know what a t-shirt is? Forgive her for the expression on her face.
No, that's not going to happen.
You know what a t-shirt is?
No, I just believe that, you know, you have to dress the part.
Yes.
You know, when you walk into a room, you must have presence without opening your mouth. Presence is not how loud you speak.
Yeah.
And the truth is, I started the conversation by saying I'm a shy person. And I know you may laugh, Rochelle and Catherine, but anybody who really knows me, I'm a shy person.
Mm-hmm.
I really and truly, I don't like to be in the spotlight. I don't speak about myself. I don't speak about my achievements.
Yeah.
I will big up everybody else apart from myself.
That is true.
I'm reserved. When I go out, I find my spot. I'm like a roach. Me and my friends will find the corner. And we do our thing in the corner. I don't like the limelight. Other persons don't believe that, but I really don't like the limelight.
Yeah.
But them find you in the corner though.
Find me in the corner. That's the problem.
There's a special message for you to highlight, Roshi.
He doesn't sleep, but I appreciate his aggression in business. Very supportive. You know, we have to talk about the boss, the managing director, and what's that like working with your wife? I see Norma Williams. Norma Willie says, preach, image. But you know, Garth, it's interesting that you say that you're shy. I completely get it because I'm actually the same way. Catherine, them, if I'm at work doing the stuff, otherwise I'm at my yard. Yes, powder up.
Right.
But you know, it's interesting because image plays such a big role, and people will see the blue jacket or they'll see the funky shoes. Them know say from them look on it, them know say he pricey. From them look on your outfit, them know say it's not cheap. You know, it smell rich.
That's a myth.
They say to themselves, they've created in their mind a perception of you, and them say, yo, that guy that Garth Walker, him bossy, me not like him. Do you find that you get that, and how do you deal with that kind of like moving past that perception, or you just ignore it?
I get it a lot. And you know, I've been dealing with that since I was around 18 or 19. So it's nothing new to me. Yeah. At the end of the day, you can't focus on the detractors. You know, what you do is that you kill them with success. You just continue to work and work and work, because at the end of the day, persons who don't like you, not will like you if you're unsuccessful. So if you're unsuccessful, them not will like you.
Yeah.
Successful, them not will like you.
Yeah.
And the persons who support you going to support you whether you're unsuccessful or whether you're successful.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what is important is that you work. You work and you work. Because at the end of the day, the only thing I know to do that pay my bills is to work. And work hard and work diligently.
Yeah.
That's it. So you can't follow the track because they're going to like it anyway. The Prime Minister just went to a groundbreaking on the weekend by my friend's place. And he said, the Prime Minister said, you cannot follow a bad mind. This is the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people generally don't like success. And I think our generation have to change that with our kids. Because when I was growing up, my parents didn't speak to me about money. My parents never spoke to me about, becoming an entrepreneur. I was taught, you go to school, you get a job. You go to school, get an education, and go look at work.
Yeah.
And they don't speak about money. They speak about saving. So, you earn $1, you must save X%. They don't tell you to invest X%. You must save.
Well, yeah.
And savings don't grow.
Yeah.
Right.
So therefore, we have to break that barrier now and teach our kids about success. And it's okay to speak about money. It's okay to speak about being successful. And it's okay to invest and become successful. And don't be ashamed of it either.
Yeah. Wow. There is a lady though, Kimisha Walker, that you not only call her wife, but you also call her business partner. And I know a lot of people, you kind of touched on it earlier. They wonder, how does that dynamic work? The Walkers working together.
Well, I will tell you, the truth is, it's not easy all the time, because if you're working with your partner and you disagree on something, it can become an issue when you reach home. Or vice versa. You have an issue at home, and then when you come to work, you can't make a decision. So, but the truth is, the positives clearly outweigh the negatives, and where we are today. And that's what's important. So, you're not going to focus on the issue, on the more, I would say, the minor issues.
Yeah.
The relationship is good. Kim is aggressive where business is concerned, and she understands the entrepreneurial aspect. So, for example, some partners, you have a meeting to go, oh, where you going? How you gone so long? Come home to eat dinner. I don't have that issue. She understands the entrepreneurial journey, and it comes with hard work. And it comes with time and effort. So it's good. I don't have a t-shirt on. It's good.
I gets it. And in terms of you mentioned, various endeavors that you've had with like Ryan Reed and Leighton. We see Leighton. Hi, Leighton Davis on the program. Now, we love to talk about tribe and your circle of genius. Can you kind of just tell us, because we believe very strongly, as you can see, the three of us collaborate in having the right people around you, knowing that you have them and be willing to collaborate. Tell us how that has worked for you.
Sometimes as they will call it, your nucleus, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes it does morphed into that. Sometimes you may start out with one idea and it does morphed into something else. And you and someone become close and it just evolves. So it's I would say it's a natural genesis that you feel inside of you that just naturally evolves. It's not something where you go out and you see someone over there and you say, you know what, me and that person click. Because you don't know.
Yes.
You really don't know. Because remember, friendships and business partners is like a relationship, It's no different. It's like a relationship. And some relationship starts out well and it just don't work for whatever reason. You fall out of love, the energy fall out, whatever the case is. Just like a relationship with your friends or your business partner. Because when you're in business, you're somebody automatically spending more time with each other, so you automatically get closer.
Yeah.
But what is important, which I've learned over the years, is a word called respect. Respect. And, you have to can agree to disagree. You don't have to agree with me, and I don't have to agree with you.
Yeah.
But we have to at least respect the angle that someone is coming from.
Yeah.
And friendship is something I take very, very personal. I don't have a lot of friends. I take my circle very, very serious. I'm very passionate about my friends. You cannot tell me anything about my friends. You can't. Because the first thing is, why do you feel so comfortable that you can tell me certain things about my friend? Start the conversation, I shut it down.
Yeah. Wow.
So, when you have some people in your corner and in your circle, both in terms of your friends and business, it's important that you respect them and you understand that they have your back. Because sometimes you have friends and you may go outside of your core because the grass may look greener on that side for whatever reason. Because greener don't mean financial greener.
Yeah. What just
mean whatever it is. And you realize that it don't work.
Yeah.
You go over there and you get embarrassed or for whatever reason, and you have to come back to your core. So my friendships that I have are not developed on any one measure. It's friendships that has just evolved into what they are today. And there's no premise or base. There's no success bar for you to be a friend or for you not to be a friend. Because I can go out, I will go to the bar and get a drink for you. You understand? I'm very down to earth like that. So it doesn't matter. So there's no barrier for friendship. The barrier for friendship is respect. That's the barrier.
Yeah. So in terms of things like mentorship, who have been the persons who have been mentors to you, or whether they have been active mentors where you meet with them, or just persons that you have looked up to over the years?
The truth is, I have not had any active mentors. I don't know if that's good or bad. But I have not had any active mentors. I mean, some persons who I looked up to over the years, like when I started out, Wayne Ray, he was the CEO of George and Bandy, turned First Global. He was an indirect mentor at the time. I was young, just starting out. And, his work ethics, I really liked it. I moved from there. Then when I moved to Mainland, Jeff Murray, what I loved about Jeff Murray was that he was very humble. And he had a thick, big mentality, like he can take over the world. And, that has really, left a valuable mark with me. And my parents, I mean, my mom, she was a disciplinarian in the home. My dad was, kind of easygoing. I have a quick story to tell you. I remember at home, if you want to go out, you have to ask mommy. If daddy said yes and mommy said no, you're not going anywhere. So I remember one night I wanted to go out, and two girls line up. We don't want to touch the road. He said, no. I go to daddy. I said, Daddy, I really want to go tonight. And daddy said, I'll soon talk to you. Anyway, I in my room. I think I was about 18. So, tears. I was crying. I was really upset. I come in the room and him shut the door. So I'm wondering, why is this big man whispering? So I'm like, God, I'm asking you to bear with me. Some say, what? So that what you mean I want to go out? Him say, God, when they get older, you'll understand. I have to lie down in your bed beside your mother. So your mother say, you can't go out. If it's up to me, you can go. But just work with me.
We learned from early all the things.
Yeah, man. He said, just work with me. And, I'm older now and I understand.
Yeah, I get it.
I get
But
it.
before we move on, though, there's something that comes over you when you talk about your wife. I know Catherine will ask you more about your family, but your parents, something comes over you when you talk about your parents. I see my own brother coming on to say, understand, you better understand, Shay Cameron. Garth, tell us, your parents, they have been such a phenomenal force in your life.
No, man, they have really set, I would say, a very, very solid foundation. And, I really have to really thank my mom, because the truth is that if my mom was not as pressuring as she was, maybe I don't know where I'd be today. Because she really was a disciplinarian. And I can tell I was a handful to deal with. Trust me.
Right.
But she really held her ground in terms of ensuring that we got an education. I would tell you how serious my mom was. My mom taught my sister Spanish and Stacy, and we had a study. And Stacy had to put on her uniform and go in there to stop the class. And she had to call her Mrs. Walker. It's not teach. It's not a mommy business. She's a teacher. So Mrs. Walker. Yeah, man.
And you all are all the better for it.
So all the siblings have turned out very well. God bless. My brother. My brother passed 2 years ago, and it was a tough time for the family. But after us, living the memories, which are good. So, it has been great. It has been good. It has been good. And I have to give thanks that my parents are still around. I mean, they're 86 and they're able to live. They can go and play with the grandchildren and just relax.
And they've been married for how long now?
About 55 years now, if not 58 years. A good while.
A good while.
And you have been married for how long?
Since 2006.
Wow.
I like how you answer. You're like,
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to mistakes.
Let me get you right. So, Garth, so we've talked about you as a businessman, but you are a seasoned father of 3 beautiful children, and you're a husband. And if people that follow you on Instagram, they realize that you are a very close-knit family. I mean, when you see you getting up and your kids are outside exercising with you and Kimmy in the morning, you do a lot of things together as a family. Is that intentional, and why is that so important?
No, it's intentional, because the truth is that I am up and about, and anybody who knows me will probably wonder when I even find time to do anything, because I'm all over the place. I mean, literally, you would go out tonight at a corporate function pre-COVID. I'm there. In the morning, I'm at gym. Then I'm at work. Then I'm at a lunch function. And in the evening, I'm at another function. And it just goes on like that. But the truth, at some point, you have to slow down, because you don't want one evening to come home and the kids are 15 years old and you don't know them. So it's important that you spend the quality time. The truth is, should I spend more time? Yes. But at some point, we have to be out there earning the bread, that at some point we can then, I don't want to say the word retire, but it put us in a position that you can go on the various vacations and you can take more leisure time as you would want. But family time is very, very, very important. And, you know, we'll have that workout ritual in the morning where everybody gets up and we go outside and work out. And I think it's important for the kids to adopt this type of attitude at an early age because it's discipline. I mean, they say anything that you can do for 6 months continuously, it's discipline. And that's hard. Most persons can't do something 6 months straight. Just think about it.
Yeah. So Garth, just to correct you, your parents have been together for 63 years.
Wow. So I'm talking about the correction there.
Yeah. So
Can't take him.
and I note here 21 years and 15 years married, sir.
You see the kind of managing director I have.
Yes. So guys, before we move into our best advice segment,
Sure.
share with us two of your high points of being an entrepreneur.
Two of my high points, I would say when I launched Business Access TV, when we signed the contract for JUTC, and when we made the announcement after we purchased the property for the new location. Those are three high points that has really, really, really touched me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's excellent. Congratulations on all the success that you have had. And like Mark said, you definitely deserve it because you truly do have a heart of gold.
Yeah. Before you go on though, Kat, we mentioned the high points and you touched on some of the low points with even Adam and Eve. What have been those points where you're like, since I have the degree, we could have really just dust off the sea?
I would tell you a very low point. I launched a company, which you didn't even mention, but I got ahead of myself, I would say. And I looked on the microfinance business and felt it was lucrative and it's a business that I wanted to get into. We launched that business and myself and Leighton had launched it. And it was an extension of the Wealth brand, hence we call it Wealth Access.
Mm.
And, the truth is, we did not do the proper due diligence on that business in terms of how you lend money, doing the proper due diligence on the customers, the clients, proper background checks and so forth. And I invested a lot of money, a lot. And I lost my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my shirt, my pants, and my shoes. Millions down the drain. I think that has been the only business that I've run from, like you say, Bolt.
Yeah.
Run, cut my losses, and just move. So it's not entrepreneurship and business. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You have your ups, you have your downs, and you have your wins and you have your losses. What is important is that you have more wins than losses.
Mm-hmm.
If you have more losses than wins, then you have a problem. You have a challenge.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to partner.
Exactly. Yeah.
Collaboration.
Don't be afraid to partner because, if you're in a business and you're constantly the brightest person in the room, that business can't grow.
Yep.
The business can't grow. So I don't want to be the brightest person in the room.
Yeah. And when you have like a major what some people would call a failure, but if you don't try anything, that's when you fail.
Mm-hmm.
When it doesn't work out according to the plan, what gets you going? Like, it's easy to just stay there licking your wounds and hiding. What gets you back up and you run from it, but you don't run away?
Well, Rochelle, that's a very good question because, personality plays a critical role with an individual. And each person have to know what they can stomach. Because entrepreneurship is not for all.
Yes.
You know, don't let them fool you about, 9 to 5 is for slavery and stuff like that. No.
Guaranteed paycheck.
Entrepreneurship, you have to have balls.
Yeah.
You have to be a risk taker, and you have to be prepared to understand that when rough days come, your personality can stomach it. Because you have some persons that hit difficult times and you don't see them. I have hit difficult times and I don't disappear at all. At all. Because as long as I said before, you're having more wins than losses, then you're fine.
Yeah.
That's most importantly. But that was a tough hit for me where wealth access was concerned. And even my sister. Now they call me and say, boy, God, your personality different, you know. You lose so much money and you just get up and just gone again like it's nothing. No, I don't know if you're trying to say you have it like that. Or you're trying to say you're a madman. But at the end of the day, how I looked at it, you know, is that I already lose the money, you know. I can't get it back again. So I have to go make it back.
Yeah.
So I have to get up, dust off myself, and then go to work and make it back. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Speaking of partnerships and collaboration, guess who's here?
hi, Nai.
Hey, Naomi, how are you?
We miss you, Nai. So, Garth, we have a segment called Best Advice. And so we're going to ask you to give us the best advice that you have received or the best advice that you would like to share about different topics.
Okay.
Rashi?
What's your best advice about love? Or the best advice you have received about love?
Wow, that's a tough one. Wow. The best advice I received about love. I think when I was 18 or 17, I went to a sweet 16. I can't remember the name of the girl now, but her father was giving a speech. And what I got from his speech was the father was telling her boyfriend at the time that love, what he said again? He pretty much was saying that love has a funny way of exposing people. And it exposes you either in a good way or it exposes you in a bad way, depending on your personality. Now, depending on the exposure, someone may take it that you're not in love. But sometimes love brings out crazy. So indirectly, I think he was telling the gentleman to ensure that love doesn't bring out the crazy side in him where his daughter is concerned. But I've not really received a lot of advice about love, to be honest.
But all you have to do is love Kimmy.
Yeah, that's all. And then everything good.
Everything good. So, what is the best advice you have received about money?
That a fool and his money must part.
Must.
Not maybe. Must part.
Yeah.
Cat, over to you. Must part.
Okay, your best advice about relationships. But I mean, you did tell us one earlier, so share another one with us.
What I would say first about relationship, is that never allow anybody to judge any relationship that you're in.
Oh, that's very
your relationship is your relationship, and they don't understand your relationship.
Oh.
Because most people that judge other person's relationships, they're not in a long-standing relationship themselves. And it's like thief don't like the thief with land back. So people like the people happy. So, you just put on your blinkers and focus on your relationship.
And that applies to friendships too.
Pardon me?
I said that applies to all relationships, friendships, all.
Of course.
What advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
If I could rewind and go back to my 20-year-old self, I would have invested a lot more. I started making money at a very early age, and I never had the proper guidance. So if I had the right guidance, I'd have invested a lot more rather than save and spend. Because you save and you're not earning much on your savings and you're spending a lot. So I'd have invested a lot more.
Yeah.
I'd invested a lot.
That's a very good advice. Wow, I can't believe it's been over an hour already, Garth.
But Garth, before you leave, I have a question for you.
Sure.
In, say, another 10 to 15 years, you're being interviewed. That time we probably watch it in our finger, in our hand. And you are being asked to just look back at your life and where you are at that point. What do you think you would answer? Where do you want to be at that point? And what do you think would have brought you to that point?
Well, at 15 years from now, all things being equal, thanks to God, I have health. I would be a very, 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 very successful Caribbean regional businessman with businesses in many, 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 many sectors. So that's where I see myself 15 years from now. And then my kids at that point in time now will be taking over the empire while I
Well, Garth, I'll say, especially now, Mrs. Davis is on tonight.
Hey, Mrs. Davis.
The feedback is great interview. Good one. Great conversation, Garth. And you see, you didn't want to come.
I said, I'm shy.
Yes. Enjoyed your conversation, Garth.
Yes, I really enjoyed this conversation, Garth. Really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed this. And I think it's really an honor that you chose Detour Essentials platform. And I know that our emergers tonight and those who will watch the replay, everybody has something to take away from tonight. Yeah. Kat always gives us the recap of our takeaways. So I'm not even going to try act like me bright like that.
Well, Nye just gave us one. Put your blinkers on. Right? Put on the blinkers in your life. Do not allow detractors to have a say in what's going on. If you have a business and you're the brightest person in the room, then your business is not going to grow. If you have the ability to get an education, take advantage of it. Do not waste your time. Don't focus on the detractors. Like we said before, let your work speak for itself. The people who support you will support you regardless of your success. Wow. So stay focused. The barrier for friendship is respect. And that is something that we're definitely all of us need to take away. Yeah. To maintain our relationships, always display respect. Garth, where can people find you?
Well, they can find me on Instagram. My Instagram name is Wealth Diddy. I'm on Twitter as Diddy Wealth. I am on Facebook as Garth Walker. I'm on LinkedIn as Garth Walker.
Yeah. And Lansdale says, hear what Lansdale says, me adds Garth to indirect mentors list.
Okay, great. Thank you, sir.
And Basler say big up yourself. Basler says you must big up yourself. Basler.
And the boss has given her seal of approval. This is all that matters.
Focus, inspired, and proud. Great. Proud.
Yes. Wow. Well, God. And I think one of my key takeaways is just the foundation that parents set for their children. And your parents must be so proud of the foundation that they set. They would have taken you to one point, and you've surpassed Mrs. Walker's expectations. And we pray that you're also able to multiply that effect too with your children. And we pray more than 63 years with the great one, Mrs. Walker too.
Amen.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Interview, focused and funny at the same time.
Well, but it's life is not linear. And no matter how good life is today, it can change by virtue of a whim. I mean, COVID has taught us so many lessons that no matter how successful you are, your business can crumble during COVID. And no matter how unsuccessful you are, COVID could create an opportunity for your business to thrive.
Yeah.
So, we have a cultural issue that when Black people start doing well, we stray away from our business and we start to live life. I don't believe in that. I work every day. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't have nothing. I am on a constant journey. I don't have no destination, no matter what I have.
Wow.
Back to my notes.
Me chatting up, so when you leave me speechless. Wow, thank you so much for this time, Garth. Thank you. Unforgettable experience with you today.
Yeah, man, I appreciate the invitation.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Garth. This was wonderful. We're so grateful that you joined us.
Thank you, Catherine.
Safe travel home, because we realize you're still at work.
If police stop me, I'm telling them there's emerging. So
yeah.
Yes. And I still practice the law.
Don't call Rochelle. Don't call Rochelle.
All right, guys. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Wow.
Oh.
That was good.
And you see, Lansdale and Vincent both commented, I'm on a constant journey. I have no destination. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. So many little profound nuggets, things that really make you pause, to think about where we are, how we think, where we're going. The life of an entrepreneur is definitely not an easy one. So everybody that thinks it's glitz and glamour and you get to work on your own time, you actually work longer hours and harder for yourself.
I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kerry agreed. Refreshing to hear Mr. Walker's experience. Alicia, Mr. Glad to see you again tonight. Good one. Emergers, Catherine, let me let you do your closeout. And remember, something is coming up on July 10th.
Yes, a reminder. All I hear is Whitney Houston singing, I have nothing. Nice, guys. She's going to have her karaoke soon, so stay tuned for that.
Wow.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. July 10th is our Emerging in a Digital World workshop. So register now because the spaces are going to fill up quickly. As we said before, we're going to be bringing some people that are going to help us to navigate the digital space. Everybody has to be digital now, regardless of the type of business that you're in. If you're paying attention, the pan chicken man on the roadside is now digital. So all of us have to understand how to emerge in the digital space. And we will be emerging with you. Like we said, we've learned a lot in the last year. We have transformed our digital space. And some of the people that have helped us to emerge are going to be helping you all to emerge some more in the digital space. So Nai, we love you. We miss you. We're happy to see you here. We'll see you all next week, same time, 8 o'clock on our YouTube or our Facebook. You can follow us on all of our platforms at Ready to Emerge. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
And Kat, just before we close up, I never even said to you, you look fabulous. You look gorgeous tonight, girl. Not that you don't always look gorgeous, but I'm like, whoa. cat really looks splendid. You look splendid. Got it, girl. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.